Hi guys, I'm back again today with another video, and today we're checking out what 1 year in England does to an American. So let's see what it does. And yeah, I'm just curious what he thinks about America now and England also. Well, before we start off, you can subscribe, click the bell button, and let's find out. Get it.
So I started living in the UK thinking, I'm American. I'm not going to change. I thought I would keep all my thoughts, all my habits, all my opinions. I would just physically be living somewhere different. It's been over a year.
That's what
So
I
today,
thought.
I'm confessing to you the things I now do the British way. And I don't think I'm going back. My name is Russell, and the first thing that I do the British way now is speak. I've begun adopting British words for pretty much everything. I think the
They're
first
more
thing I
fun.
started doing was
Yeah, I think they're more fun. I'd never gone to England, but because I watch a lot of British content, I just adopt words like banter, dickhead. I know maybe that's not a good word to adopt, but it's too late, right? And I say rubbish sometimes instead of trash can or trash. What else? There's so many things. I don't know, it's more fun, right? It like my tongue loves it better when I use their terms. I don't know. And sometimes I don't even think about it, it just comes out. So, yeah.
saying cheers instead of thank you. That one makes me feel pretty
Cheers.
British. There's also saying sorry like a lot. The British tend to over apologize for things, but even just saying sorry to get someone's attention, like, sorry, you dropped your
Mhm.
bag. Mate is another one. Saying mate, calling really anybody mate. It means friend here, but it's like a more casual version of friend. Like I'll call
Mm.
people mate that I don't even know. Cheers, mate. But it'll be the guy at the post office who just took my package, you know? But the hardest
Cheers,
British
mate.
phrase for me to get in the habit of saying is all right or y'all right. That's because this is a greeting here in the UK. Back home in America, that's what you ask someone if you're concerned about their well being. I was very uncomfortable hearing that when I first started coming to the UK because a total stranger wanted to know how I was doing. I didn't want to be rude and
Mm.
not tell them, but in telling them how I'm actually doing, and now things are just awkward. People don't actually care how you're doing. The way I cope with
Oh,
this is y'all right is basically the British equivalent to how's it going or how you doing as a greeting in America. Another thing I do the British way is get around. That sounds a bit weird. I mean,
yeah,
like transportation, like how I physically get around. And that is
sure.
mostly by walking. That's not just because I don't have a car, it's because so much of the UK is literally walkable. The grocer, the shops, the train and the bus stations, the parks, the pubs, the restaurants, everywhere feels walkable. Now, of course, that's easy to say
Mm.
when you live in London, like I do, but most of the cities that I've visited outside of London in the UK are also very walkable. Now, there are places in the UK where you do need a car, like rural areas or the countryside, but where I'm from in America, there's no way you could accomplish even basic errands like going to the grocery store or going to work without a car. Like you are actually stranded and helpless without one. But my point here is
Oh.
the transformation of going from a driver to a walker. My health is so much better for it. I'm getting fresh air, I'm seeing things, I'm going places, all using my own two legs. I'm in the best shape I've been since like my teenage years, mainly because I'm physically moving, and you can't do that in a car. Unless you're
True.
Fred Flintstone, of course. Now, this last thing that I do the
I
British
miss the
way was
Flintstones.
one that I really wasn't expecting. Like, I had no idea that there was such a difference between how Americans and the British do this one thing, and that thing is use cutlery. Now, I know it's a crazy concept that people from different countries do things differently from one another, but this was just hilarious to me because
What?
here in the UK, you are viewed as an absolute savage for not pointing your fork the right way as you put it into your mouth. Or if you indulge in the classic American habit of cutting your food with the side of your fork instead of a knife. And don't even get me started.
This whole thing is crazy because, okay, if the British are doing it differently and the Americans are doing it differently, and maybe other parts of Europe are doing it differently, and obviously in East Asia, totally different. And then Southeast Asia is totally different because we don't have knives. Um, I mean, we do have knives. Okay, in a household, we don't use it. We use a spoon and a fork. We don't have knives on the table. But if you go to like a fine dining, yes, they'll give you knife. But most of the time, do we use it? No, unless like you give us the toughest meat in the entire world, then we need a knife. But for the most part, chicken, we just use our spoon, fork, beef, spoon, fork, fish, spoon, everything. So there's no need for it. So what if I'm just living my life and I use a spoon and fork? Will people be like, girl, are you okay? Because that is what I grew up with. So you cannot tell me it's wrong, and I cannot tell you you're wrong too, and you cannot tell the rest of the world they're wrong because that's how we grew up. So let's just do our own thing, right? Let's not care if we're using chopsticks, if we're using spoons, if we're using knives, if we're using forks. Like, do you boo boo basically? Like, can we stop with all this? Oh, you have to use a steak knife, or you have to use a dessert spoon and a wine fork and a shellfish fork. I'm so confused. Do you? Okay, whatever looks accessible and good to use at that time, do it. I could care less if this is for spoon, dessert. It's all the same. It's all going to one place and it's gonna come out one place, to be honest. So we should stop with this. This spoon is for this. This is for your left hand. This is for your toenails. Mm-mm, I don't care.
Food with the side of your fork instead of a knife. And don't even get me started on how to place your cutlery on your plate once you're done eating. A
I
few
don't
months
know.
ago, I got chewed out in the comment section of a video I put on TikTok where I put my fork and knife next to each other, but the knife wasn't facing the right way, apparently. Obviously, an issue that's going to cause wars,
Yeah, literally, if somebody come tell me that somebody tell me I'm doing it wrong, and you will guess. Don't give me a knife because you will. Obviously, I'm kidding. And if it is like cultural, of course, I'm gonna like abide with the cultural rules. But sometimes, if it's not necessary, let's not make it a thing.
right way, apparently. Obviously, an issue that's going to cause wars, famine, poverty, really the destruction of civilization as we know it. Now, I don't take this one terribly seriously, and I really do respect that it's part of a grander picture when it comes to manners and etiquette. I'm also scared of getting yelled at again, so now I do the cutlery etiquette thing mainly out of fear. Anyway, that wraps this one up. Thank you so much for watching.
That
I
was
hope you
short.
enjoyed. And if you did, be sure to leave a like and let me know down in the comments section what you'd like to see from me or hear me talk about. I'm feeling more British already. See you next time.
Okay, maybe in his second year it will be a longer video, but that was good. Okay, he walks to places now. His table etiquette is better. And what was the first one? I'm forgetful, so yeah. The first one is okay. He's using more British terms. So, anyways, beautiful peeps, let me know your thoughts about the cutlery situation. Clearly, it upsets me, but let me know. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.